Heyo everyone, welcome to the Foekoe gaming channel where we do hardcore gaming and nothing else. We just play competitive CSGO, we do a little bit of League of Legends and some competitive Fortnite. That's all this channel is, alright? Today I want to do a follow-up on my last main channel video. In case you missed it, it is out. I did a big video where I picked some of my favorite indie games and mushed them all together in a big indie recommendation list, I guess. I basically picked some of the most popular genres in the gaming space, 20 to be exact, and I picked my personal favorite game from that genre, the game that does that genre the most justice. Now, at the start of the video, I had a joke where I stated that this video was fact. This is all fact, okay? Here on the Foekoe channel, we never do opinions, so whatever I say is not open for debate, okay? Of course, it isn't. The whole thing was just my opinion, but some of you definitely took it personal, which I thought was kind of funny. So what I want to do in this video is explain to you guys why I picked the games that I picked and give you some more clarity on my choices. Now, this video took a long ass time to make, basically an entire month of non-stop grinding, and I think I've never worked that hard in my entire life. The amount of planning that went into it was nuts. I had the spreadsheet and an entire list of games I was thinking about talking about. I had to get all the collaborations up and running, like all the YouTubers I put in the video. Cyber had to do a bunch of animations, and of course I had to edit the entire thing. It was a lot of work, but, you know, I think the end result speaks for itself. I think it's one of my best videos I've ever created. It is really high quality, and I am very proud of it. So, if you haven't watched it yet, please go watch it before continuing with this video. So, I am going to go through every single game and genre of the main channel video and talk some more about it, explaining why I picked the games that I picked and why I didn't pick other games instead. Just a very laid-back, simple, watch in the background video. No stress. But before we continue, buy my plush, please. I got a You Choose plush in case you missed it, of my little guy, and he has the swagger on, if you get what I mean. Every cent I make of it will go to making better and higher quality videos, so if you want to support me, this is the best way to do so. Link in the description if you're interested.
Roguelike.
Roguelike was a pretty easy one because I knew it from the start. It's of course The Binding of Isaac. This was also the first part of the entire video that I edited, because when I think of roguelike, I think about The Binding of Isaac. I even think about the shitty Flash version, okay? I love Isaac. I don't have really much to say about it, but it is a big game. There's a lot to do in it, and I think it easily wins the best roguelike category, which is really funny because the roguelike category is also really goddamn competitive. There are a lot of roguelike games out there. It's like basically a running joke within the indie community that if you're gonna make an indie game, it's most likely going to be a roguelike. But even more than 10 years later, I still think Isaac is the best one. Spelunky 2 is a very close second one though, and of course you had Albino doing the whole introduction of it, which I thought was very fitting because I know that Albino really likes roguelikes, but yeah, Binding of Isaac wins. It's just that good. Big thumbs up. Again, I should make it clear that this whole list is about what game does the genre the most justice. I think a lot of people missed that little detail that I mentioned at the start of the video. These aren't the best game ever made, but when I think of roguelike, you know, randomness and variety, I think of Isaac. Isaac does that element the best. I mean, Spelunky has better platforming, Hades has better combat, but Isaac does the roguelike elements the best. That's the entire point of the video.
Survival horror.
Survival horror was a toss-up between Signalis and Crow Country, but I decided to go with Signalis. This is also the most replayed part of the video because of Pyrocynical. Of course it is. But I almost picked Crow Country because I really like that game. But the reason I went with Signalis is because of a few reasons. Two main reasons. One, mystery. Signalis is a game that is very shrouded in darkness and confusion, which makes it really satisfying and intriguing to figure out the narrative of what is going on. And also inventory management, which Signalis does really goddamn well, by the way. And in comparison to Crow Country, it basically doesn't have any inventory management. You have all your items on you at all times, which takes some of the magic away from it. I do think that Crow Country is a better survival horror game to start off with, but I think in the big picture of anything, I think Signalis does it overall better. I also got a few comments about Darkwood not winning, but I still think that Signalis is better because it's more faithful to like a old school Resident Evil or Silent Hill game, which is like the whole point that survival horror is built around.
Party game.
Party game was another really easy one with Yahya Mice presenting it. Of course, it's Jackbox because I can play it with my parents. I think that is the most important part about a party game. Is it easy to play? And Jackbox games are piss easy to play. All you need is your phone, and that is your controller, and you just like answer questions or make jokes. That is the game. Of course, Among Us is also fun. Ultimate Chicken Horse is also fun. Stick Fight is also a lot of fun, but they aren't as easy to play as Jackbox, and that is basically the entire point why I picked it.
First-person shooter.
For first-person shooter, I mean, I knew it from the get-go it was going to be Ultra Kill, because if I picked anything else, ooh, then a lot of people would have gone mad. But I do think that Ultra Kill is the best indie FPS game out there. I think the most important part about a FPS game is if the shooting is satisfying. You know, the animations of your gun and how the enemies react to being hit. And in Ultra Kill, they just explode into a dozen chunks and blood splatters everywhere. It is great. The shooting in this game is really crisp, and it definitely rewards you for going absolutely bonkers by going on huge murder sprees by killing like a dozen enemies in a row, or even going for multi-kills. I did get quite a few comments about Neon White. I really like Neon White, okay? I think it's phenomenal, but shooting-wise, this is a very speedrun heavy game. I think that's what made Neon White very special. It is, here is a level, and complete it in the most optimal way possible. You don't even see your own gun in this game. You just go through a level, shoot everything on your path, and reach the end in an X amount of time. In Ultra Kill, you go bonkers. Again, the point of this video was what game does the genre the most justice, and I think Ultra Kill clears it by a mile.
Metroidvania.
Next up, we have Metroidvania, and the winner is Hollow Knight. I am just going to skip this part, okay? I don't think I need to talk about this game more. Also, Mossback appearance. Thank you, Mossback, for replying to my DM. I appreciate it.
Fourth wall breaking.
Fourth wall breaking. This was the first category I kind of struggled with because I think all four of these titles, that being Knitopad, Shipwreck 64, Doki Doki, and One Shot, are all great in their own way. But I decided to go with Shipwreck 64 because it gets the most creative with it. I also think One Shot gets very creative, same for Knitopad, but Shipwreck 64 has like entire YouTube videos and documents on other websites. If those websites go down, you can't play this game anymore. It is literally impossible. And in the video I mentioned that at one point in the game, it makes you download a 350 megabyte file that is an entirely separate game. It is so goddamn cool. I know that One Shot has a very big following / fan base, and it is also a game that I really like, but when I was playing Shipwreck 64, when I was streaming it, I was so like involved with it. I loved every second of it, and I was genuinely pooping my pants. This is a scary ass game, so if you've never played Shipwreck 64, please go check it out. It is phenomenal, and it is one of my favorite games of this year. It is that good. I also got quite a few comments about Doki Doki, and I actually replayed this game in ahead of time of making this video, and it is very good, but Shipwreck 64 is just that goated.
Exploration.
For exploration, I knew a lot of people were going to be mad that I didn't pick Outer Wilds, because I know a lot of people like that game, But personally, I just like Rain World that much because exploration in this game feels really goddamn rewarding because literally everything in this game is trying to kill you. So when you finally manage to climb over some of those hurdles, which at times can take a lot of time and a lot of frustration, it feels really rewarding. And I think that's like the best feeling an exploration game can give you. When you find a new zone and you just stand still for a second and just soak in all that visual eye candy and just chill for a bit. And Rain World makes those moments feel very earned because it is very hard to get to those moments. That's why I think it's the best exploration game.
Mascot horror.
For Mascot horror, I did FNAF. Because FNAF is like everywhere and there are no other good Mascot horror games. I included Poppy Playtime. Poppy Playtime is quality. It is pretty well made, but would I call it the best? No. I also had Baldi's Basics. Baldi's Basics is just funny and it has funny characters. I always think of that one stupid Baldi's Basic music video where he's just shaking his ass through the hallway. It's just a dumb game. And also Bendy and the Ink Machine. Bendy is fine. It's kind of in the same ballpark as Poppy Playtime, but you have to go with the king. Five Nights at Freddy's. This franchise is a mess, alright, but in the video I said the best aspect of a Mascot horror game is seeing like different versions of like monsters. Five Nights at Freddy's does that really, really well. There are so many variations of Freddy, of Chica, of Bonnie, of even Balloon Boy. I think that is literally one of Mascot's horror's biggest strengths, and FNAF nails it. The gameplay part of FNAF kinda sucks though.
2D platformer.
This was another doozy one because Pizza Tower is right there. I adore Pizza Tower. It is one of my favorite games ever made, but I am judging this based on a 2D platformer. Pizza Tower is great because of a lot of other reasons. If you look at it solely based off platforming, which I mentioned in the video, you can't go with anything other than Celeste. Celeste's platforming is phenomenal. It is really, really polished and really well done. Pizza Tower has a lot of fun, speedy moments and a lot of funny bits. I really like the boss fights in this game, but Celeste platforming is top notch and better than Pizza Tower. Again, I am judging this based on what game does the genre the most justice, and Celeste is a platforming through and through. Pizza Tower is like a speedy speedrun game combined with a platformer. It is still really good. I love Pizza Tower. Celeste just does platforming better. I hope that clears some things up.
Turn-based RPG.
Alright guys, I am going to reveal what game this is because in my original video I didn't reveal it. It is Undertale. I actually replayed Undertale before making this video and I was shocked. Like, I was really surprised with how well this game has stood up. I forgot a lot about Undertale ever since I played it back in what, 2016? This game came out in 2016 or 2015? I think it was 2016. But it is quality, man. The writing in this game is really, really funny, and you will just love the characters you meet along the way. And then the combat is like a mix of a turn-based and you actually having to dodge the attacks. It is genius. It is so much fun. I did get a few comments about Amori not being picked. I played Amori. I really did not like the combat of this game. I thought it was rather boring. I really liked the story, but the actual gameplay part of the game kinda blows in my opinion. But in Undertale, I really like the combat in this game. It is great.
Survival.
Survival, this was another really easy pick for me. It's of course Don't Starve. I played this game for over a decade, for over 900 hours. I've played this game a crap ton. Don't Starve has like the best survival mechanics of any video game out there. I got a lot of comments about Subnautica, but again, I am judging this on what game does the genre the most justice. And Subnautica has like a lot of spooky moments, and I think that is one of the reasons why it's really special to a lot of people. Don't Starve is special because of the survival mechanics of it. Your hunger bar, your sanity bar, your health bar. And it has so much content, man. and all of it is tied to those survival mechanics. And then you also have different characters with more different things you have to maintain. Don't Starve does survival the best, and I stand with it 100%. If you've never played Don't Starve, it is pretty hard to get into, but once you do, you'll see why. It is a fantastic... Shut up, cat. It is a fantastic game.
Comedy.
Comedy, this was kind of a controversial one because I picked the Stanley Parable, but a lot of people thought Stanley Parable should be in the fourth wall breaking category. Which, yes, Stanley Parable does break the fourth wall, but the whole point of the game is still to make you laugh. It's a comedy game. It has fourth wall breaking elements to play around with jokes, but it is still a comedy game. I think the comedy aspect of Stanley Parable is the best part. To be fair though, this is the most interchangeable game of this list in my opinion, because comedy can go left, can go right, can go up, can go down. It just depends what you think is funny, but I think Stanley Parable is my personal favorite comedy game out there. It is just subjective. This is a very subjective category.
Card game.
Card game. This was another pretty controversial one because a lot of people thought that Inscription should have won this one, which Inscription is phenomenal. It was my favorite game of 2021. I think this game came out in 2021. It is a fantastic title, but card game. Inscription is special because of a lot of other reasons than just the card game aspect of the game, which that aspect of it is still very solid. It is a lot of fun. It has like a little side mode called the Casey's Mod that is fantastic, but card game. Balatro clears it without a sweat. Before making this video, I didn't even play Balatro, but then I started diving into it, doing some research, and suddenly something snapped within me, and I got it. I understood why so many people were raving about this game. The card element of Balatro is phenomenal. It is so much fun to see the little number on the left side of your screen go up to crazy numbers. Again, Inscription is fantastic, but based on a card game basis, I just have to give it to Balatro.
Idler.
For Idler, it was a toss-up between Cookie Clicker or Rusty's Retirement, but I decided to go with Rusty's Retirement because Cookie Clicker is kind of an evil game. It goes way too far, in my opinion, but Rusty's Retirement is very collected, if that makes sense. You just make a little farm, slowly upgrade over time, and it always sits at the bottom of your screen. That's another big reason why I really like it. Cookie Clicker, I poured 600 hours into Cookie Clicker. I hate this game so much, man. It genuinely just wasted a lot of my time.
Rhythm.
Rhythm, I got a lot of comments about Geometry Dash. I hate to burst your bubble, but Geometry Dash is not really a rhythm game. It is a very music-based game, don't get me wrong, but often in Geometry Dash, you aren't pressing on the rhythm. You just listen to a funky music while dodging some obstacles. I know that some custom levels do make you play on the rhythm, and sometimes the main game does have sections where it's very like on the beat, but I'm not holding a popularity contest, okay? I think that Rhythm Doctor does the rhythm aspect of a rhythm game the best. It is so much fun to just bam, 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 bam. It is very, very well done. I know this game is in early access, but then again, Ultra Kill is also in early access. If you've never played Rhythm Doctor, I recommend you go check out Rhythm Doctor because the mechanics of it are sublime. They are really well made. Just a clarification, I do not hate Geometry Dash. I think it's a fine game, but I think that the Rhythm Doctor is a better rhythm game. Again, that's the whole point of this video. What game does the genre the most justice?
Creature Collector.
Creature Collector. I mean Bugsnax says Bunger. I'm also gonna skip this one. Bunger clears.
3D platformer.
Ooh, okay. I got a lot of comments about Ahead in Time with this one. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't think Ahead in Time is that great. I've played a lot of 3D platformers over the years, okay? Like a lot of 3D platformers. Ahead in Time is a fine game. It is really enjoyable, it can be a great time, but it's also kind of a cheaty 3D platformer that a lot of these titles fall into. And that is because of one mechanic, the double jump. A double jump is lame. They are really, really lame. I think it's fine to have like a little leap or a hop, but a double jump just makes that sense of platforming feel very safe and not as snappy that it needs to be, because you can with ease just change direction in the air and jump on the platform you were aiming for. I think this is kind of a cheat, if I'm honest, and I'm really not a big fan of it. I included it in the list because I know that a lot of other people really like Ahead in Time. That is fine. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad by saying this. Ahead in Time is just alright. It's nothing super special. I think Corn Kid 64 is a lot better. I think Sudorigalia is also a lot better. Same with the Big Catch Tackle Box. Ahead in Time is like, you know, a 7.5 out of 10 game. Not horrible, but just not, like, great. I talk more about Ahead in Time than Corn Kid 64, by the way. And Corn Kid 64 is fantastic. Go play it and see it for yourself.
Strategy.
Out of every genre in this video, I think this one, strategy, is the one I have the least experience with. I don't really hate strategy games, but they don't really grab me like some other genres. The same kind of goes for RPGs, and I guess puzzle games also kind of fall in that category. But this is definitely the one I have the least interest in. So when I say that Into the Breach is actually really fun, you should take note of that, because someone that doesn't like strategy game is saying that a strategy game is really good.
Casual cozy.
For casual / cozy, I had to go with Stardew Valley because it's a goddamn staple of the casual / cozy genre. It's basically the game that started it. Let's be real for a second. But if I'm honest, Spiritfarer, which was one of the honorable mentions, is also really, really good. But Stardew Valley is just more cozy. That's what I'm basing this on. What game is more cozy? And Stardew Valley is the pinnacle of cozy. You just make a little farm, go on a little mining trip, do some fishing. That is the game. I got some comments saying that this game is actually really stressful. We are playing a different game, I feel like, because Stardew Valley, you just make a little farm. That is the game. I really like it. It is very basic, to be fair, but it doesn't really need to be anything special because it's a game to relax to. That's how I see it, at least.
Puzzle.
And then finally, we have the final genre, puzzle, and I chose Baba Is You. Baba Is You has some really, really cool puzzles. The whole gimmick of it, of words that are disguised as blocks that you can push around and make sentences to make new game rules, is really, really cool. It was a bit of a toss-up between this title and The Witness. The Witness is also really cool, but it makes me too mad. This game is genuinely frustrating up to a certain point. Baba Is You gets really difficult, okay? It gets really, really challenging. But every single time when you solve a puzzle, it feels really satisfying and rewarding. The Witness didn't really have that up to a certain point. It genuinely just frustrates you. And then you start just doing random stuff in the grid, and then something randomly clicks and you solve a puzzle on accident. It doesn't feel great. But Baba Is You does this really, really well, and the mechanic of you being able to push words around to make new sentences is really cool. I really like this game and the concept behind it. It is genius. But yeah, that is it. 20 genres, 20 games. I hope this video explains some of my picks and why I decided to pick some games over others, but still, it is all just my opinion. If you have a different list, go ahead and share it in the comments. I just wanted to make a simple list of 20 of the games that I would recommend to random people that I see online, because I am often known as the indie guy, so I feel like this is something that is kind of cool to put online. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. Please like and subscribe. Okay, bye.